out. The video games are back?
Question mark?
Question mark? We sure saw a lot of them
Yeah.
over the past week or so. So we're going to talk about them.
Yeah, we are. That's what we're here today.
That is what we are here to do today here on the Seasonal Anime Checkup OVA. It's a podcast where we have conversations about video games, anime, and manga. I'm Jared, joined as always by Doc Al and Ladyem.
Hello.
This is episode number 234. And we are going to be discussing the Summer Game Fest and E3 2021.
The video games are here.
The video games have made their return.
I like how you sort of did that in a Corone voice.
That was a newscaster voice. Thank you very much.
Well, Corone's a newscaster.
It's true. So yeah, they talked a lot about video games this past 5, 6, 7 days, however many you want to count. Whatever you decide.
Yeah, we've seen some pressers.
We have indeed. We're mostly going to focus in on some of like the bigger ones. I know there was a ton throughout just over the course of the last 5, 6, 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not going to get to every single one because we didn't watch every single one.
Nope.
But we're going to mostly focus in on just the big ones, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where the big stuff lies. But there's also like, if you want to go around and watch some of the other presentations, there's a ton of indie stuff you can find throughout at least 4 or 5 other presentations that are out there.
Yep.
So there's going to be at least something for you if you're really trying to find something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's dive into these because there's a lot to talk about.
Yep.
Starting off with last Thursday. Right? Last Thursday?
Sounds all right.
That sounds right. The Summer Game Fest kicked off.
The divorce is official.
Yes, this is Jeff Keighley's own thing because him and E3 are going through a very messy divorce. And they have to fight over who gets like Microsoft and Nintendo and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just a whole thing.
They couldn't stay together for the kids.
They could not. I guess we should say like on top of this, like this was a weird set of presentations.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people got it into their heads that hey, E3's back, so it's going to be this big bombastic thing, and that is definitely not the case.
No, I mean we're still in a global pandemic. For the record.
That is for true, but I think also this kind of highlights how much better last year went in terms of how they did these, because it was like, all right, Ubisoft you get this week, Microsoft you get this week, and everyone kind of got like their own just like block of a couple days to really, let things simmer and everything. Whereas this is just like there's a lot of stuff where you're just not going to remember everything. Yep. And then also just like some companies showed up and just really didn't have much to say.
Yep.
And you're just like, why did you really do this?
Like, why even show up? Just post a video on YouTube. Be done.
Yeah, it's weird. And like I said, I think a lot of people came into this with higher expectations than they really should have.
I think that was a mistake.
Because a lot of these games are far off, and that is, a byproduct of COVID and everything, putting a dent into game development and all that. But yeah, people were very mad online over the last couple of days, let's just say.
Yeah, I've seen it. There's some salty individuals out there. And I mean, I think last week we said this, or it may have just been a conversation between the two of us of like, yeah, expectations need to be kept in check because like it's still a recovery year.
Yep. That's entirely correct. So yeah, Summer Game Fest.
Mm-hmm.
They kicked off with Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. This is the Borderlands spinoff from Gearbox, which got leaked. So this was known-ish. It's another Schluter game, but it has a more fantasy look to it. That's basically... Oh, and there's like Andy Samberg and Will Arnett are in this game.
Yeah.
Which is real weird.
I forgot about that.
Up next, they're making a Metal Slug Tactics game, which everyone was like, "Oh, cool, that's neat," until everyone realized, "Oh, right, that SNK sale went through."
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone was like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
Yeah.
right."
I didn't even know about that, and then you brought it up. I was like, yeah.
That had been in the works. I think when we were talking about it, like I didn't know if it had been official yet, but apparently it's official now. So it's just like, ugh.
Yeah, big no thanks.
I guess if you're unaware of what happened, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia now owns like a 30% stake of SNK now.
Yeah. And if you don't know who he is,
Quick Google will definitely help you there.
yeah, there's a journalist who is in pieces that may be able to answer that question for you.
Apparently, this dude just likes SNK games and WWE
And
because he's given a lot of money to both.
weird.
Yep.
Okay.
So there you go. Following that, we got Jurassic World Evolution 2, which I think is just like a park simulator set in the Jurassic Park universe.
Mm-hmm.
So sure. And then, of course, it is not a Jeff Keighley thing without an appearance from Hideo Kojima.
Yo, this was so weird.
Which is like a lot of talk about Kojima and trying to figure out how to do development in the time of COVID. And then also him talking about 9/11. And it's like, all right,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. I mean, like it makes sense that he would say
Totally.
that, but also like bro just bringing up 9/11.
Like out of context, it seems so bizarre.
Right?
But yeah, mostly he's just like, yeah, we're making a game and COVID's really kind of changing how we tried to tackle this game, which we were talking about this, like, and, you know, as divisive as Death Stranding was,
Mm-hmm.
I would be still very curious to see what a Hideo Kojima game is in a post-COVID world. Just to see, like, what he says or what he doesn't say and stuff like that, because, you know, for all his faults, he's had some very interesting things to say about the world and like predicting where trends go with the way the world works and society works. So, like I said, I think that would be interesting to see. Obviously, they're not talking about that new game in the slightest, other than that they're making it.
9/11.
And then he's 9/11, and then also Death Stranding's coming to PS5 with a director's cut where they basically did a Metal Gear Solid homage.
Yep.
And then we're like, nah, dog. Director's cut, which like what was left on the cutting room floor of Death Stranding of
Like
all things.
he's already in charge of it. So like what?
Yeah, I don't know.
What?
I guess if there is probably ways you could make that story even more nonsensical. So
Like if they had called it something like definitive edition, I would have been more okay with it. But
Right.
director's cut, it's like, bro, you had complete creative control over this. Like, shh.
they got to sneak in another Mario and Princess Beach joke.
Please no. God, I all I know for that game is what you've told me and that video, and
That's all you need to know.
yeah, and very detailed energy drinks
Exactly.
and peeing. But I think you told me about peeing.
You do not get to see Norman Reedus' little dinger.
How rude.
It's very rude. Following that, there is a reveal of Lost Ark, a new MMO published by Amazon Games, which apparently is already a game that's out in, I think it's a South Korean game. So it's already out there if you've wanted to play it in some way, shape, or form. But that is coming out some point. I think it's sometime soon. Like they're doing like a beta or something, or a test of some sort. But yeah, Amazon Games is still doing things. Interesting.
Yeah, apparently.
Sable is coming out at some point this year. Just an indie game that apparently was shown off in 2018. If you want to play a demo of it, it is available on the Xbox through the Summer Game Fest and ID at Xbox demo extravaganza that they're doing. I have downloaded that demo and I have not played it yet, though. They talked about Call of Duty.
The duty calls.
New season stuff for Black Ops and Warzone.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is with that. Salt and Sacrifice is the next game, or I guess like a spiritual successor or sequel, quasi-sequel to Salt and Sanctuary, which is a 2D Souls-esque game. Among Us is getting some new modes and cosmetics.
Mm-hmm.
Solar Ash got a release date. This is the new game from the Hyperlife Drifter developers, Heart Machine.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming out later this year to PS4, PS5.
Yay!
2 Point Campus got announced. This had been leaked as well previously. It is the follow-up to 2 Point Hospital, which are basically like spiritual successors to like Sim Hospital and those kinds of games. So that's coming out to the computers and the consoles. They're adding a new area to escape from Tarkov, which is a PC first-person shooter that, like, I think it's like more hardcore-esque. But like that trailer was weird because, I guess, in terms of like a Call of Duty.
Oh, okay.
Smite's getting some crossover with Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
There's a new character coming to Valorant. Sure. There is a game called Planet of Lana coming to the Xbox and PC, which I do not remember at all.
I don't remember that in the slightest.
Too many games.
Yeah.
Koch Media unveiled a new publishing arm that's going to put out a bunch of games, including Payday 3 and some other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess we should talk about this here. The Koch Media had like a thing here at E3, but it was mostly just like them having like 20-minute discussions with developers barely about their games, and it was mostly just like a big advertisement to come work for Koch Media.
Yeah.
It was very bizarre. They showed off a trailer for Monster Hunter Stories 2. This is the first of 3 times we will see this game at E3.
Yep.
I will say, though, I think this game looks interesting. Like, I want to play that demo when it comes out.
I've never been in a Monster Hunter.
This is like a JRPG version of Monster Hunter.
Ooh.
That's the reason I'm interested.
Okay.
Gotta get our monsties.
Every time I hear that word, I'm just like, chicken tendies. I'm like, oh no, my brain, why are you doing this to me?
There is a new 4-player first-person shooter called the Anacrusis, which is being led by apparently a former writer of Left 4 Dead and Portal 2, which I guess this is the year of gliders, Left 4 Dead likes, big ladies, and I think something else that I forget. But yes, a lot of Left 4 Dead likes in this E3.
Yeah, do we have like a genre name for that?
4-player cooperative shooters.
That's too long.
Yeah, it's true. Left 4 Dead like.
Yeah.
L4D like.
I liked Left 4 Dead a lot, so.
Yeah, same.
I was terrible at it.
It's interesting because like those games are old now.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're a decade removed from those games, and like it doesn't really feel like we've had like a game come out since then that's really like been able to evoke that. Like even the developers of that game, like they did Evolve, and that really didn't do as much as Left 4 Dead did. So
right.
It's gonna be interesting to see like with all these similar games coming out, if like one of them is really able to like stand among the rest. They're making a new battle royale in the Vampire the Masquerade universe because of course they are.
Yep. Sure.
Sky Children of Light is coming to Switch. That is the game from that game company, the Journey developers.
Mm-hmm.
There's something I think in that version, but I don't remember. They showed new skins for characters in Overwatch 2, which are just like similar skins from the first game.
Yep. They spend a lot of time, well, not a lot of time, but they spend a significant portion of the time like, look at this skin. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm looking at
It's a little bit different. Sure.
Thanks.
They showed off a new trailer for Tales of Arise, which that was basically the only time this game showed up, wasn't it?
Yeah, which is wild.
Which is real interesting. Yeah, that game looks like a Tales game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's a 2B skin coming to Fall Guys, which is wild.
Weird.
I'm glad that now, if you really want to get the full story of Nier Automata, you have to play Final Fantasy XIV and Fall Guys. This is very funny. They showed off a new trailer for Endless Dungeon. It's an Endless Dungeon game for everything. They gave a release date to the Dark Pictures anthology House of Ashes. It's coming October 22nd. It's another one of those games.
Is that spoopy?
Yeah. This is the Until Dawn people.
Oh, yeah, okay.
A new studio is coming, is a PlayStation exclusive studio led by some dudes. They're called Deviation Games.
It
I
was
think
so
they're like
weird. They're
former Call of Duty people, maybe.
they're like, yeah, we're announcing a studio for the first time. Like, what is happening right now?
Yeah, they're former Call of Duty folks from Treyarch.
Oh, okay.
So that gives you an idea probably what they're making.
Yeah, probably.
They showed off gameplay footage for the first time of Evil Dead the game.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Looks like an Evil Dead game. And then finally, old Jeff had a one last thing for us.
He did.
And that was, of course, the unveiling of Elden Ring. The game we were like adamant, yeah, that's not showing up here.
Yeah, we were both adamant. Because, like, look who's behind it, but...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they unveiled that. They gave a release date to it, which was the shocking thing, I think.
Yeah, I mean, having it show up, like, sure, fine, whatever. But having a release date, that is wild.
It looks like a From Software game.
Yeah.
But with, like, some added features. Like, I feel like the areas that look more open world-ish. You get a horsey. Enemy designs look cool. I mean, enemy designs in those games always look really good.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those games. So, like, yeah, exactly what you would expect and everything. But, yeah, January 21st of next year is when that game is supposedly going to come out. That doesn't mean it's going to get pushed or anything. But, yeah, very surprised that they put a date to that game. I
am shocked. Very, very shocked.
That was interesting. Yeah, this was a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A mix of like big things and more indie stuff, which I think is more just like the way Keighley does things nowadays. So it was very much a Keighley show, but yeah, an interesting way to kick off E3, I guess. And then we make our way to Saturday, which had Ubisoft.
Yep.
Ubisoft. Which had some stuff that got leaked beforehand, which we'll get to, and then some new stuff that they showed off here. Mm-hmm. They showed off gameplay of Rainbow Six Extraction, the former Rainbow Six Quarantine, which is Rainbow Six, but with, like, it's a 4-person cooperative game where you face off against aliens.
Aliens?
Yeah. Our next Left 4 Dead-like. This is coming out September 16th. Sure. Yeah. Rocksmith Plus is a new version of Rocksmith, which is like with a subscription model, and like you can use your phone with it. Like, it just seems like the next step that you would take for this kind of game.
Yeah.
To make it to basically just release it from like consoles and stuff like that, but like you can use it wherever you want, and it seems real smart. I don't know how much like input delay is going to happen with this thing, where like you're using your phone and that takes it to somewhere else. Like, I don't know how much that's going to be, but like it seems like a really cool idea if like you really want to get into like learning how to play guitar or bass or stuff like that, because that's really what this series is known for.
It's cool. It was kind of unexpected for me. I didn't expect it to show up here, but really, who did?
Riders Republic is coming out September 2nd. This is the new game from the studio that made Steep, and it really shows. This is another just big extreme sports game where you're just on a mountain. But this time it's like not just snow sports. You get like mountain biking and jetpacking, I guess is the way to describe it. It's all sorts of stuff. It's very chaotic. They're putting out more stuff for Ghost Recon Breakpoint because they really want you to remember that game exists, because it's also the 20th anniversary of Ghost Recon. They also showed off Far Cry 6.
Hey, do you know that game's not political?
That game is definitely not political. And also, they're doing a deal of a season pass where you get to play as the villains from the old games.
Woo!
Definitely not political.
Nope.
They announced Just Dance 2022.
Yay!
Coming November 4th for everything except
the Wii.
That is no longer coming to the Nintendo Wii. Pour one out for our friend, the Nintendo Wii.
Yep.
We salute you. Also, apparently, I did not know this when this was happening, but that person they got to show off Just Dance, supposedly they're very problematic.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So that is that.
Who are they and what did they do?
I don't know, and I don't know, but apparently they've said some real bad things.
Ooh.
So apparently people, when they showed that off, are like, why would they put this person on here? So that's that. Interesting. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is getting a second year of DLC. Which, sure.
Mm-hmm.
That game's already like 100 plus hours long. Why not make it longer?
Why not?
They're also doing the like discovery mode that I think was first implemented in Assassin's Creed Origins, where you just like go around and learn about the area that the game's set in and all that sort of stuff, which is a cool feature that they've been putting into these games recently. I was very upset that when they showed off like, you've been having a lot of fun with this game, they showed off like YouTubers and stuff. They did not put Corona in there.
They did not.
They should have.
They should have.
They should have just had her talk about the game.
For real.
Yubi.
Yubi. Or just like have her show up with that. Like, what is the exact quote in the thing that I like to send? Give me one moment.
Oh boy.
My apologies. I seem to have killed you. That was good. That was a different Assassin's Creed, but still hilarious.
It'd have been very good.
Very, very good.
They showed off a sneak peek of the Season 2 finale of Mythic Quest, because I forgot Ubisoft is involved in that.
Yeah, I didn't remember they were involved with that, but it did remind me that I really need to watch that because I love that show.
Mm-hmm.
And I very, very much want to see the new season. I mean, like, when I watched it, I was watching it with my brother when he was here, and we were just like eating super spicy curry and like crying because of that, and also because the show was so funny.
As you do.
Yeah. Bonding. Sibling bonding.
They also showed off a trailer for a movie for Werewolves Within, which is apparently based off of a 2016 Ubisoft game of the same name. I have no clue. Or remember what that was.
Nope.
Yeah, sure. Rainbow Six Siege is getting a new operator. It's getting crossplay and cross progression. Of course. And then our penultimate thing, which got leaked by, of course, when you think of games getting leaked, you think of like, a website put a trailer up accidentally, which we'll get to in a short while.
Yep.
Or just, oh, whoops, some assets got leaked.
Mm-hmm.
You also don't think Nintendo's going to put up a store page a little bit early and then never take it down.
Yep. Whoops.
So prior to this show, Nintendo put up a store page for the sequel to Mario plus Rabbids.
I'm actually really hype about
yeah,
this.
whatever. Yeah, I think this looks really good.
Yeah,
that first game
really
was
good.
a lot of fun. It was a big surprise, and now that they've kind of got that under their belt, they know how to make these games. Like, I'm curious to see how they're going to do this. Where like, it just seems like there's like, hey, I guess Nintendo doesn't want to think that Galaxy exists. What if we just make Galaxy 2 or Galaxy 3?
Yep. They're like, oh man, let's put Rosalina in here and the Lumas. Is that what they're called? Yeah. But now they're rabid Lumas. It was great. I'm really excited about this. I really genuinely am.
Yeah, this is 2022, so it is not this year, but it looked really cool. The team seemed very excited for it. That the dude who's like heading up this game, I'm happy for him because he was the one who got like very emotional when Miyamoto like pointed him out when they unveiled the first game.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see like what new things they decide to do with it. Which I think they're also just like they're making it more freeform in terms of combat, where it's not like grid based anymore. You can kind of just go wherever. Which like that seems pretty cool. But also like, what if they just made this not a tactics game? That would be even cooler.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like you said, I'm excited for this. I think it's going to be real fun. At least I hope so. At least.
Yeah.
And then they had their one last thing, which prior to they got old Eve out there saying like, oh yeah, we've had a year, right, guys? Which is like, yeah, you had all your abuse allegations from all the like the head ups, and they all got replaced and everything. Yeah. Real big year, guys.
Yeah.
We really came together, guys.
Woo.
Oofa doofa.
Yeah.
But they unveiled the first look at Avatar.
This
Frontiers of Pandora.
Yeah.
Which we talked about this, that this was a game being made by one of the Ubisoft teams, which I think is the Division team, I think.
Yeah, we did talk about this.
So it wasn't a super big surprise.
I'm surprised they use it as their one last thing.
Yeah, because, like, look, they are making new Avatar movies, right?
They are?
Yes.
Why?
James Cameron got I mean, look, that movie is one of the most popular film or like highest grossing films ever made.
Okay, yeah, fair.
I mean, if we go to highest grossing films on Google
On the Google.
and go to Wikipedia, highest grossing films. The number one highest grossing film of all time, Avatar. $2,847,246,203, which is of course because they put out Avatar back in theaters after Avengers came in, took it over, because James Cameron is very petty.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is the most highest grossing film of all time, but it is the highest grossing film that no one remembers a single thing about.
Yeah, I blue people. That's
Yes.
And blue baba dee baba die.
Yep. Yep.
That's about it.
I've seen this movie.
I have
the first
not.
one. I couldn't tell you a single thing about it.
That seems to be the case with literally everybody I've talked to that's seen this movie.
It was a gimmick for 3D at the time, remember?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think that was kind of the big thing that pushed people into seeing it. But then, like, afterwards, there was like, I guess. So, yeah, like, I'm curious to see how this game's going to do because, like, I just feel like people just don't care about Avatar despite whatever James Cameron will want you to think.
Yep.
Considering they're making, like, 2 more movies.
Yep.
Who knows? So, yeah, that was Ubisoft. Of course, no Beyond Good and Evil 2 because that game just probably doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Or if it is, it's already been rebooted like 2 times and does not look anything like when they first showed it off. So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
The next day, the Xbox Bethesda E3 showcase.
The bomb.
Which, of course, before it started, there was a trailer for Starfield that leaked from the Washington Post.
The Washington Post!
Which basically was like, I think the trailer they showed off at the very beginning, which had a date and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't anything surprising. But they did start off with Starfield. They showed a trailer. They put Todd Howard out there front and center. And the trailer basically didn't really show anything.
Yeah.
It's just space. And then it was like, hey, coming out on November 11th, 2022 on Game Pass, exclusive to Xbox, which people assumed was going to be the case, but that just made it official. Like, yeah, you're not playing this on a PlayStation.
We do have to talk about the fact that it was hilarious that like they just straight out the air like, here's Todd Howard.
Yep.
That was really funny.
Todd Howard, get out there, talk about Starfield, because everyone knows about it. Everyone knows the date and everything now.
Go do the thing. Amazing.
So yeah, that game's coming out next year late, if it doesn't get pushed back again.
Yeah.
No Elder Scrolls 6 information at this thing.
Nope.
I know Post Malone is very upset about that. But, you know, that game's also, like, coming after Starfield and is a ways away.
Yeah.
So, like, there'd be no reason to talk about that. They showed off gameplay of Stalker 2, which was just the most Eastern European thing you could imagine.
Yep.
The trailer was goofy. I liked it. I don't know if I would ever play that game because, like, a lot of the Eastern European first-person shooters are very just ubiquitous and just weird.
Mm-hmm.
But I did like that trailer. And then there was also Russian...
Leon Kennedy.
Yes. They showed off a new trailer for Back for Blood, which is coming to Game Pass day 1 on October 12th.
Woo.
So that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
They showed off a new game from Avalanche Studios called Contraband. And also they just played some Steely Dan over it. Which apparently that is going to be a co-op open world game. And that's all you know.
The Steely Dan choice, I was like, what is happening?
I'm like, all right, cool.
I mean, yeah. Although, you know, if you were streaming it, you heard nothing.
No, the Microsoft got out in front of it and were like, we bought the rights to all the music for this press conference. You are fine.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
You are free to restream this, which I guess we should talk about that, where like Microsoft got out and said that, and then E3 was like, yeah, we set out, we let a few people co-stream this. You had to do an application, and apparently the applications was like, yeah, they only let like 100, like over 100 people do it. Everyone else got rejection letters.
Yeah, and with the Ubisoft one, like they would mute anytime there was music, but the
Mhm.
issue with that is that you were also muting when people were talking.
Yep.
It's like, oh, yikes.
Oofa doofa. It's a mess. EA showed up for a hot second
Mm-hmm.
to show off Battlefield 2042 gameplay.
Yep,
Looks like Battlefield, all right.
sure does.
128 player matches in that game.
Oh,
I'm glad we are finally getting back to the days of MAG, Massive Action Game. That looked like a Battlefield game. So yeah,
my brother's hype.
I bet. Yakuza 7 is out on Game Pass now, which
Woo!
means you can play all of the Yakuza games, or the mainline Yakuza games, I should say, on Game Pass now.
Heck yeah.
So there you go. 12 Minutes finally got a release date. The indie puzzle game, which has been shown, I feel like, the last couple years, coming August 19th for everything. Going to be on Game Pass as well. Psychonauts 2 got a release date as well, August
Yay!
25th, coming to Game Pass, which we basically said, like, yeah, that's probably going to be a thing where they'll have to, like, give a date for that.
Yeah, I figured they would, and I'm real hyped that they are.
Yeah.
Although I got to figure out like how it's gonna work. I haven't gotten any emails of like, what platform do you want this on?
They'll probably do that in the coming, the run-up to release, I would assume.
I would hope so.
Doom Eternal's getting a Xbox Series X and S upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
You can play that game in 60 frames and have ray tracing and everything
Ooh.
if you want. There's a new game called Somerville, which is an indie platformer made from like half of the former team of Playdead who worked on Limbo and Inside. So that's why it looked like a Limbo or Inside game.
Ah, that makes sense.
That's coming next year. There are Fallout 76 expansions coming, one on July 7th and one in 2022. There you go. The popular game of the year for 2020, Hades, is coming to the Xbox on August 13th and on Game Pass, which is cool because that game should be out everywhere.
I mean, with it being on Game Pass, I might actually give it a shot. Because I don't usually like that style of game.
Well, they have features in that to kind of alleviate that, so
I like features.
it should help with that. Then they talked about Halo.
Hello.
They showed off some multiplayer gameplay, talking about how multiplayer and the story will be released in conjunction with each other. The multiplayer will be free to play and everything. I feel like this looked a lot better than when they showed it off last year.
Yeah.
Graphically.
Yeah.
So there's that. They did a little bit of story stuff.
Little gal chatting about Cortana being
Not
dead.
Cortana. And John Halo's like, "Where's Cortana?" She's like, "You deleted her." And he's like, "I didn't do that." She's like, "Well, that's
Somebody did.
Who could it be? It's my brother Jim Halo."
My evil twin.
So yeah, they showed all that off, and then did not give a release date for it. Only a window.
Yeah.
Which I am surprised by.
I am also surprised by that.
I would have figured coming into this you had to give a release date for Halo, considering how many times it's already been delayed. Like, I mean, I guess if you want to give yourself wiggle room just in case you have to push it back a little bit further into the holiday year, like, sure, but like, I would have bet that would have been the sure bet of this, that, hey, Halo release date. You got to have that so people won't be mad.
Yep.
But I guess not. Elder Scrolls Online is getting upgrades for the Xbox Series X and everything. Yep. Party Animals is a game coming to Game Pass, which just looks like Gang Beasts,
Yeah.
but with animals.
It was a thing.
Coming in 2022. Diablo 2 Resurrected is coming to everything Xbox related on September 23rd. It is the remaster of Diablo 2. Also coming to PlayStation platforms as well.
Mhm.
they're making a sequel to A Plague Tale, so you can ride the Rat Wave.
Gross.
That is coming to everything Xbox related in Game Pass on 2022. They showed off some cars. Forza Horizon 5, not Motorsport, but Horizon 5. Coming later this year, November 9th, to everything in Game Pass. This game looked beautiful. Like, obviously, it's a car game, so, like, if you want a graphical showpiece for your console, you make a car game.
Yep.
Because they look good.
Yep.
But, whoo, buddy, this game looked just gorgeous.
It was very pretty, and I'm not a car
Mhm.
car person in general. I was gonna say I'm not a car game, but you know that I'm not a car game.
You are not a car game, that's true. Yeah, it's interesting. They're putting this in Mexico, so I think that makes for some interesting environments and everything. And those Forza Horizon games are real fun because they get to be a little bit more arcadey and stuff. So, yeah, that'll be a good time later this year. They show off another trailer for Far Cry 6 because, of course,
Not political.
not political. They announced Slime Rancher 2 coming in 2022.
I forgot all about the Slime Rancher announcement.
Well, now you know.
Well, I knew. I just forgot.
They're adding Jack Sparrow to Sea of Thieves.
I was very shocked by
Which
this.
is that's something.
Yeah, I mean, like, I get it because he's like one of the most famous piratey folks in popular culture. But I thought that like it was still a thing with Johnny Depp that like people are still not really sure about him. So I was like,
Well, I think it helps that they're probably just not going to get Johnny Depp to voice this character.
yeah.
And they can just slightly tweak it to make it look similar, but not the same.
Makes sense.
The Disney effect. That's coming June 22nd. They're making a snowboarding game called Shredders, which is coming in December of 2021. They showed off a new trailer for Atomic Heart, which is like a Bioshock-esque game.
Mm-hmm.
It looks very wild. It's coming to Game Pass, but no release date for it. They showed off a pixel art cyberpunk dystopian game called Replaced, which looks very cool, but also the entire time I was like, is this the last night again? Are we going to try and make that a thing again?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I didn't even
But,
know about that.
apparently that's not that game. So
It looked
that's good.
neat.
Yeah.
Hopefully the person who made it didn't suck.
Yeah, we can only hope.
Yeah. Oof.
They're adding new stuff to Grounded, which is the Obsidian Honey, I Shrunk the Kids style game. Which apparently that game's still not out of early access yet.
Oh, huh.
Which I thought was surprising. They showed off a trailer for The Outer Worlds 2.
Yeah,
Is it a surprise?
I did not expect that, and I totally like the trailer was entertaining in the way that they framed it.
Yeah.
But I just did not expect it.
It's coming to Xbox PC, going to be on Game Pass. Sure.
Sure.
That first one was all right.
Yeah.
Had some issues, but maybe this one will be better. Who knows?
Maybe.
They showed a trailer for The Ascent, which apparently is another cyberpunk-looking game, which I don't remember. This is coming out July 29th, 2021. Age of Empires 4 coming October 28th. It's an RTS game. You know what it is.
Yep.
Among Us.
Among Us.
It's getting 15-player lobbies. And I think also coming to Game Pass. Which, like, that's a smart get. Why wouldn't you put that thing on Game Pass?
I mean, it makes sense. It makes total sense.
They showed off trailers for the Euden Chronicle, which is 2 different games. One, I think, coming in 2022, one coming in 2023. Coming to Game Pass. These are games made by the former Suikoden team.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why people were very excited for these. These are also Kickstarted, so I think it's kind of why they are very far out
Yeah.
games. But yeah,
They look good.
that's true. Flight Simulator is coming to consoles Also getting a Top Gun tie-in.
The Top Gun thing, I was like, what is happening?
So yeah, of course, like everyone knew that Flight Simulator was coming to consoles at some point, but now it is on July 27th, 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And then their one last thing was a
Thing.
new game from Arcane Studios called Redfall. It is another Left 4 Dead like.
Yep.
It looked cool though. Like it is basically apparently you and friends fighting against a bunch of vampires and such.
Vampires.
I know Arcane makes like very interesting first-person shooter styles because like they're not just like traditional or kind of what you expect. They usually have like a lot of like power stuff and just like interesting mechanics. So like I think that's going to be the interesting thing, especially because like a lot of the stuff they showed in that teaser was like, you know, you and every other character has like powers and you can combine those powers together in different ways to try and take down enemies and such. So it looked interesting. Also an Xbox exclusive because of course it is, because that is a Bethesda game.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's coming in 2022 as well. And then so they ended the presentation, and then afterwards we're like, hey, by the way,
there's a mini fridge.
We're making a mini fridge.
An Xbox mini fridge.
Which sure.
Hilarious. The freaking ad for it was just amazing. Because it ended and I was still watching it. And I was like, what is happening here? They're still doing an announcement. And then it's like, open in a fridge. I'm like, what is happening right now? This is a fridge.
You already know.
It was amazing.
So we come off of the high of the Xbox presentation, which was fairly good.
Yeah, it was.
And, you know, about an hour later, we got the Square Enix show.
Voiced by Matt Mercer.
This sure was a Square Enix show. I mean, a lot of people were very upset by it, but also like, this is just what Square does at these events.
Yeah.
They have very weird shows that make no sense. Like, it was only 2 years ago where they did the whole Avengers reveal and had like, let's have a 10-minute sit down with the voice cast of the Avengers. And the entire time, like, what? Why? So that's basically the same vibe here, and it's like I think that's kind of why
I was on brand.
It wasn't. It's why I wasn't like surprised by like how weird this thing was.
Yeah.
Because like that's just how they are. So they started off with the new game from Eidos Montreal, which is the Guardians of the Galaxy game, coming out in October for everything. And then they spent like 25 minutes on this game.
It went on way too long.
It did go on a little too long. They showed off gameplay and everything. They showed off how you fight, do combat. This is a single-player game and everything. A whole lot of quips and everything because it's a Guardians of the Galaxy game.
Yep.
Yeah, that's basically it. That's how you can condense 25 minutes into 30 seconds. Sure was a video game.
Sure was a video game.
Which I feel like they probably went overboard with this because they really wanted people to know, hey, this is not like the Avengers game.
Right.
You don't have to worry about that.
Right.
Because supposedly, like, they had, like, the announcement for this game had been in the works since last year. And they were, like, going to unveil it relatively soon, or, like, at the end of last year. But then Avengers came out and had such a volatile reaction that they shelved that announcement until just now.
That's crazy.
Yep. And then they followed that up by talking about Avengers.
Woo!
They're doing a Wakanda expansion. It is, I believe, free for everyone, which, yeah, you're not going to be able to charge people for that. But yeah, that was definitely a thing. They're making a new Hitman sniper game for mobile. We get to go pew pew.
Will you play that?
No. Probably not. Final Fantasy 1 through 6 remasters coming soon, which they're describing as pixel perfect remasters.
Yep.
But then some of the pixel art from the trailer was shown off, and it doesn't look pixel perfect.
Nope.
Just look
And also not on consoles.
PC, mobile only. It's also not a collection.
No, individual games.
They are just going to put all those out all at once. So, yeah.
Yikes.
Sure, I guess.
Yikes.
This was also a rumor going into this event that they're doing a Final Fantasy remastered dealio, which got people excited. Then they showed this, and they're like, everyone's like, "Oh no!"
Yikes.
They showed off some stuff about Babylon's Fall. It's coming to the PS5 now. It looked kind of mediocre.
Yeah. I mean, I expected something different from it. And like I know that that's on me for expecting something different, but it didn't do it for me.
Yeah. They showed off some stuff about the Life is Strange remaster collection and also Life is Strange True Colors.
Yep.
I think.
See your true colors shining through.
The Power of Empathy. The remaster collection is also just Life is Strange and Before the Storm. It is not 2 is not in there.
Which is a tragedy because 2 is amazing and more people need to play it.
It's true. It's very true. So yeah, that's coming out September 30th. I think the new game is like the 10th or something. It's also in September though, some point. And then their one last thing was a rumor that had come out a couple weeks ago, maybe like a month ago, that Team Ninja was working on a action RPG about the original Final Fantasy game called Final Fantasy Origins, and this is it.
Yep.
They showed it off, and boy howdy was the internet not ready for this. They were honestly not ready for the chaos that was about to be unveiled.
Was anyone actually ready for this?
Fair.
I mean, like, I was mind blown for many, many reasons watching this, and I mean, I'm definitely not as salty. Actually, I'm not really salty about this at all. But there are people who are very, very salty on the internet about this thing. It's super funny.
I mean, like, the rumors were like, hey, it's Team Ninja. It's the people who made Neo.
Yeah.
Like, this is not going to be a JRPG of any sort. Also, Final Fantasy is not a JRPG series anymore.
It's not, no.
So, like, I don't know what you were expecting. I mean, to be fair, I don't think people, like, when they thought of this, thought, like, weird, really weird dialogue, casual dudes, and, like, just the art style just not looking great.
Yeah.
But also, like, I feel like people got super mad because it's a Final Fantasy game and you have to get super mad at Square.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
And Nomura is involved. So, like, that's also adds a little bit of fuel to the fire.
Yeah, I mean, the dialogue's hilarious. There's so much chaos. There's so much
funny.
Chaos. And, like, I was just losing my laughing the whole time watching this trailer.
Same.
It was fantastic. And then I went to download the demo because they're like, oh, hey, there's going to be a demo up.
Mm-hmm.
And the demo had been nuked by chaos.
Yeah, the demo they put up was corrupted, so no one could play it for like 36 hours until they literally, today as we were recording this, put up a patch at like 7 in the morning being like, yeah, we fixed it. You can play it now.
And it's a timed demo. You can only play it until like the 24th. And they spent like a whole 36 hours fixing it.
Yeah. I will say, I have heard people who have played that demo and come away from it very positively.
I mean, we're going to play it. I'm excited for us to play it.
So that is something. It went from just memes to people getting their hands on it and be like, maybe this isn't too bad.
I mean, I hope there are still memes.
We can only hope. There's always chaos to be found.
I think the best meme, honestly, was Alex Lee's. Which I'm trying to pull up really quick because
the Craig's Post ad.
It was the Craigslist at looking for. It actually says looing, but that's great. It makes it even better. Looing for Warriors of Light to kill chaos on parentheses and caps. Shrine of Chaos. Hey, how's it going? I'm looking for a great warrior that can last for a good long while for safe, immodest, and discreet fun. Ages 26 to 40, muscular and manly, please. Must look super cool with casual sense of style. I'm thinking maybe like Paul Walker. Hatred for chaos preferable. Sin pick with response, please.
It's all about family.
Very good. It made me giggle.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out when we play it later.
It's true. But that was Square Enix.
Yeah, it was. And again, Matt Mercer just for some reason narrated it.
Also, I think people were mad because they thought there was going to be more here. Like they
Yeah.
thought Final Fantasy 16 would show up,
Why?
which it didn't.
Why would you think that?
Because you're a weird fan who did not read when Square was like, here's the games we're going to be talking about in this 40-minute presentation.
Yeah.
And also, like, you don't have to keep showing off games. You can just let them be in development.
Yeah.
You've unveiled that game like 6 months ago. People know it exists. It's fine.
Just let it lie.
Just let it lie. Just let them work on it. But yeah, that was Square Enix. Monday.
Monday.
The big thing I think was Capcom, but also like, hey, they're making a physical version of the TurboGrafx CD version of Rondo of Blood.
Yeah, they are. They made that
is
specifically for you. You realize that, right?
Real cool. Yes, I do. I do realize that.
I'm pretty sure they're like, what is our target audience? Our target audience is Jared.
Me. Capcom's thing was what they told you was going to be. They're like, hey, we're going to talk about 4 games. They talked about 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
And then people got mad about it.
Yeah.
As it happens. Resident Evil 8 is getting DLC, which, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
The multiplayer thing is going out next month.
Mm-hmm.
They showed off stuff for Monster Hunter Rise and Monster Hunter Stories 2. And then the big thing, I think, for us for this thing was they did a big dive into the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, showing off the new gameplay features and everything for the game, just showing how it plays and all that sort of stuff. I think the thing I was very curious about, or like I thought was most interesting, is that they didn't really do a whole lot of like localization to names in this, which I was not expecting.
I also was not expecting that.
But I think that's cool.
I'm really hyped for this game. Like, really hype.
It looks great.
Looks so good. Also, the return of Herlock Sholmes, or Herlock Sholme, however you want to pronounce it. He returns.
He does return. So yeah, they showed off that, and then also like talked about esports at the end. And then everyone was like, where's the other games? Like, they told you what they were going to talk about.
Yeah, they mentioned beforehand, like, these are the games we will be talking about. Which, like, the esports, I was like, all right, I'm out.
Capcom was the most straightforward about it.
Yep.
Like, right.
The presentation was really weird, though, because I don't know who the person was that was presenting it. And she was very obviously reading off a teleprompter, which is fine, because you should do that. But they had her, like, looking off to the side a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, why are they doing that? Why would you do that? Why would you have her look to the side to read? It was weird.
It's true. And then finally, today, as we're recording it, the Nintendo Direct, which got off to a very weird start when around like 3 or 4 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, Nintendo of Japan was like, hey, don't co-stream our Direct. Don't react over it with the video involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
Watch it from us, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then everyone was like, what?
They're like, you can do a live react if you don't show the video or the audio.
Which, like, it ties into, like, you know, the E3 thing where they were like, oh, we didn't get this for everyone, so be wary of DMCA. Whereas Nintendo's like, no, we don't want you to do this at all.
Yeah.
So everyone was up in arms about that and also just confused because Nintendo of America said nothing.
Yeah.
Like, reporters reached out to them. They did not reply back. So it was very strange. And then, like, Twitch, I think, did a very surprising thing where they were like, we have the rights to show this on our Twitch gaming stream. We are not doing that because none of our other creators can do that.
Wow.
So it was just weird.
Yeah, I mean, Nintendo does like to do weird stuff like that.
I mean, I guess it's been a while since we've had a Nintendo doesn't understand how the internet works scenario. And yeah, here's one.
Nintendo is old man who yells at sky.
It's true. But yeah, let's talk about the announcements from the Direct. Starting off with the newest addition to Smash Brothers. Kazuya from Tekken.
Throwing Ganondorf in a volcano.
Yeah, they're just throwing everyone into a volcano. Which I'm like,
got thrown in a volcano.
Bravo.
Very, very good.
They should put a mini game in Smash where you just throw people into volcanoes.
That would be great.
I kind of wish as well that like they would do this, but also just like bring Tekken 7 to Switch and put like Ganon in it as well, and Zelda or in Link. Like just do something dumb like that. But yeah,
that'd be great.
That's a weird get. Like I feel Smash Brothers fans don't like fighting game characters, so like adding another one is like very bizarre.
Yeah.
But sure, I think that's real funny.
It was such a funny way to like introduce the character too. Like that was a clever way to introduce.
Like I saw the character like just carrying them and then getting to a ledge. Like, are they throwing him in? Is this Tekken? Are they throwing him in a volcano?
And I was behind you, and so I got text messages about throwing Ganondorf in a volcano. I was like, "What is happening?"
You know, as you do.
Amazing. There's already fan art. It's great.
It's real good. I'm glad that we finally get a second game where you can play as Kazuya, Ryu, Mega Man, and Pac-Man.
What was the other one?
Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Oh.
What we didn't know is that Smash Bros. This entire time was the Tekken Cross Street Fighter game that we've been waiting for since 2011. It's the real big surprise. They said the words Metroid Prime 4.
They did say the words.
But mostly just says, hey, we're working on that. But we got something else for you.
Yeah.
Metroid 5. Which is now Metroid Dread, a 2D side-scrolling Metroid game.
Amazing.
This is being made by Nintendo and then the people who did the remake of Metroid 2 for 3DS. Yeah, that was kind of out of the blue.
Yeah, did not expect that at all.
Also, coming out this year in October.
Yeah.
I am very curious to see what a new 2D Metroid game does in a video game space that has been flooded with Metroidvania likes.
Yes.
Like, are people going to like warm up to a new Metroid game in this style, or are they going to be like, yeah, I mean, we've played these games before. There's so many of them out there now. So that's interesting.
We'll see.
Yeah. I think this is missing some of like the third party stuff that got like announced as like in like their little montage bits. But that is what it is.
Yeah.
They're making a new Mario Party, except it's just a bunch of old Mario Party.
Yep.
Classic boards and mini games. Yay.
Woo.
I hope they put a physical version of this out and it comes with a glove. So when you do the spinny ones, you don't destroy your hand like Mario Party 1.
Yeah. Ugh.
I think this is just a way for them to like let people break their Joy-Cons so they have to buy new Joy-Cons.
I legit think that there's a generation of gamers who played Mario Party 1 who have like Mario Party PTSD.
Probably.
And clearly the two of us are some of those people.
I think it's interesting that like they're making a new game for this when like they just put online into Super Mario Party.
Yeah.
Like I wonder if it's just like the way those boards are set up and the older boards are set up, like it wouldn't fly with the new game. But yeah. But also Nintendo likes money.
They like money.
That is coming out October 29th. They're doing a big old Super Monkey Ball collection.
Yep.
Coming out on October 5th, which I think is just like a bunch of the original games. Which sure. They making a new WarioWare game.
Yeah, I'm excited about this, and it's 2-player.
It's local co-op.
Frack.
You should have known. That's coming out September 10th. But yeah, new WarioWare. That's cool.
Yay.
They showed off gameplay of Shin Megami Tensei 5.
They did.
Coming out November 12th. I was surprised that the areas looked open world.
They did.
Was not expecting that. Gameplay is, the I forget what do they call the Atlas SMT Persona battle system. There's a specific phrase for it.
Is there?
Yes. I forget what it is, but it's that gameplay. The weird thing is like all the menus are just lifted straight out of Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Which, I mean, like, that's pretty good.
But I was looking at those like, those are just the Tokyo Mirage Sessions menus. Like, what?
Yep.
What is happening here?
I mean, they did just like do an update for the Switch, so like, why not?
Yeah. It is basically the gameplay you would think, like in terms of like battle systems, everything. There's demon negotiations and all that sort of stuff. It's an SMT game.
Yep.
So unsurprising. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot coming to Switch, September 24th. They're putting that Guardians of the Galaxy game on Switch.
They are.
October 26th, but it is not the actual version. It is a cloud version of the game because I doubt that game would run at all on a Switch.
Yeah.
They are porting the Wii U version of Fatal Frame to the Switch. Sure. Spooky. They're doing remasters of Advance Wars 1 and 2. For all you Advance Wars people out there. I'm not one of them, so I'm just like,
no.
Cool. I didn't think that art style looked great, but, whatever. They're bringing the Life is Strange series to Switch, the remaster collection, and the new game as well.
Still not too, which is tragic.
Doom Eternal DLC is out, along with some other stuff.
Is it the press turn system?
Yes, the press turn system. That is the SMT Persona gameplay. The battle system.
Yay.
I knew it was something, I could not remember it.
I got you.
Mario Golf is getting free
Golf.
updates after launch, which that game is out very, very soon. They're putting out a Danganronpa collection on the Switch.
They are. Too bad they're including a bad game.
They are. So it's 1, 2, V3. It's all coming out in 2021. And they're also doing an expanded version of like the board game that is usually found in each version.
Yep.
Which, I mean, sure. Also, they're putting them out piecemeal as well if you want them just individual.
Yeah.
But sure, put Danganronpa on the Switch. That makes a whole lot of sense.
It makes a ton of sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good series. People should play it, except for V3. That game.
That game's booty butt cheeks.
It is real bad.
And then after that, they were like, okay, well, now here's our last thing we're going to talk about. And everyone's like, all right, Breath of the Wild 2 time, baby. And it's like, Hyrule Warriors DLC. And I was like, this cannot be the last thing they're talking about. If that was the case, I would have laughed so hard.
I would have rioted if that was the last thing.
Okay. Look, I would have been okay with no Breath of the Wild 2 stuff if it was just like, here's Hyrule Warriors DLC trailer, and we'll see you later.
Why would you want that for me?
Because everyone would have been so mad.
It's true. Zelda.
But yeah, that's coming.
So
the first
play as a Guardian?
Sure.
Wild.
That's coming June 18th. So that's literally this week. If you want to get that.
No, I don't, actually.
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
And then they put out Aonuma. He's like, hello, this is actually the last thing we're talking about. I got a couple more things for you to talk about.
Yep.
Including a Game & Watch.
He just pulls it out of his pocket like, look at this thing.
He's like, hey, we made one of these for Mario, so we're doing one for Zelda. You can play The Legend of Zelda, Zelda 2, Link's Awakening, and then a Game & Watch game. He also mentioned they are not doing a collection or anything. Like, this is the only thing they're putting out for the anniversary.
Yeah, he said there are no other games planned for the Switch at the moment.
Which, like, it makes sense. Like, there was some discussion in one of the Discord servers we were on about, it's a bummer that they're not doing this. But, like, the Mario 35 stuff was very big in terms of, like, what they put out because, there's not really a Mario game in development right now that we know of. Whereas with Zelda, it was clearly like there were 2 games in development. There's Skyward Sword, which I think they also talked about here as well.
They did.
And then Breath of the Wild 2. So we knew 2 games were in development. So like, and then Hyrule Warriors was a thing as well that the team was working on. So like, stretching them out even further to put out like a remaster collection just doesn't seem at all like it would work. Doesn't seem logical. As much as that's a bummer for fans, but like there's no way they would be able to do that.
And I mean, like, I've mentioned it several times before, and I'm going to mention it again. Like, I know I'm an anomaly here in terms of Zelda fans, but I don't want another collection of these games. I really just don't. Like they just keep re-releasing these games over and over and over and over and over and it's like god, like just give me the new stuff. Like I don't need consistent constant ports of Ocarina of Time. I don't need that. I don't want that. Bleh. Put your resources into making new games. Like make new like top-down Zelda games or just make new Zelda games. Like I
Don't worry, they're putting out Zelda 2.
you willed it into existence. You said you wanted Zelda 2, you got Zelda 2.
It's true. I was like, Zelda 2. And they're like, hey, here's Zelda 2 on a little handheld. And I'm like, cool. I don't know if I'll buy that, but cool.
I thought about it and I was like, you know what? It will just sit on.
I have ways to play Zelda 2 if I want to play Zelda 2.
Yeah, exactly.
With features that I would want.
Yes.
So, I don't know. Maybe I'll get it, but like, because of a little novelty, but.
We'll see. I mean, I think it's a neat idea. I just don't know that I'm going to get it. But yeah, I think I mentioned it last week. Like I did not expect to have a collection, and I'm not shocked that there is no collection here. I'm really not shocked.
Yeah, same.
Like I think that they've obviously been putting a lot of time into Skyward Sword.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming out. They consider that a big release.
Hyrule Warriors is a big release to them. They put the actual team on that game this time.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the new Breath of the Wild sequel.
Like that's a lot of stuff that they have the Zelda teams working on. Like that, I'm not surprised, and I'm happy for new content. Not that Skyward Sword is new content. I am glad that it's going to be playable in a way that's more accessible for people, even if they're still doing wonky shenanigans with it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I never ever expected to have a port collection, and I just, for lack of a better word, I don't care.
Yeah.
But man,
Game and Watch. November.
It was cute watching. I mean, this sounds kind of stupid. It was cute watching Corona get really like emotional about it though, and how much she was like, yeah, they really care about their old fans too. I was like, oh, cute. And she said something that I really appreciated. I texted you this earlier because I think it's something that people really, really forget with E3 or just games in general. And she's like, they're all working so hard to bring us this stuff. And that's really like, she's not wrong.
I mean, the thing is, like, the internet and just, society in general has just made everyone so jaded.
Yeah.
Like, myself included. Like, I will easily admit that.
Yeah, same.
But, like, yeah, that's a very astute observation to say. Like, yeah, these people are putting in a lot of effort to give people who enjoy this series, like, something cool and neat as a little thing. Like, they don't have to do this.
No.
They could just be like, hey, we're making Breath of the Wild 2, and that's it.
Yeah. But, I mean, I think that that's something that just overall needs to be remembered is that, like, a lot of people are putting in a lot of effort and time to bring us these things. And especially during a pandemic, like...
Yeah, absolutely.
I think there needs to be a lot more grace than what people are giving. And a lot less demandingness.
Yeah, I think you could just say that for this entire week. Because I feel like
yes. Yeah, I don't mean that just for Nintendo. I mean
no. I completely understand what you were going for, but like it's just that's a thing that can apply to like everything that happened this week.
Absolutely, and just like seeing her say that, I was like, you know what, she's right, and it made me really like put things in perspective to hear this VTuber doggo say like, hey, they're all working so hard and like getting emotional. I was like, you know what? You right, dog. You right. It made me happy.
True and true.
So I guess anyway,
let's talk about our main event.
Main event,
which is of course the sequel to Breath of the Wild, which that is the key. Those are the words that Nintendo themselves are saying.
Yep, the sequel.
They are not calling this Breath of the Wild 2.
They're not.
This is the sequel to Breath of the Wild.
Yes.
Yes, we finally got a new trailer for it.
Mm-hmm.
where Link has a new arm.
Yeah, he's got a new arm, and it kind of looks like it does like Chica Slate stuff because at
That's what
one
people were
point,
saying. That like people were like he's got the Sheikah slate in his arm, presumably.
because like he at one point uses stasis just by
Mhm.
putting his arm out, and I was like, oh, huh, interesting. But
New powers.
that like gravity flip slash I'm gonna fuse through this ceiling thing, like what is that?
Like that seems like you could do some real interesting puzzles with that.
Oh yeah,
Combine that with
absolutely.
just all the other powers in general with the game. You're going to the sky?
Yeah.
Like
Um,
they obviously don't really show off too much here. Like there's like some weird stuff happening in Hyrule where like Hyrule Castle is floating to the sky essentially, and like there's this weird stuff happening.
Zelda falls in a hole. The
This,
dehydrated creature shows up.
this game seems wild.
Yeah, it seems really wild. I am really excited that Link has his hair down in certain scenes. I was like, heck yeah, let that boy have his hair out of the ponytail. Um, it was also pretty cool that like at the very beginning of it felt very much like a Skyward Sword reference in terms of the outfit, in terms of
Mhm.
how they framed it. I was like, huh, interesting.
Like the flying to the sky part specifically,
Yeah, yeah,
definitely
yeah, yeah.
evoke Skyward Sword for sure.
Yeah, the way he was flying, the way he was actually like doing the same like arms and leg motions, and like I said, even the outfit itself.
Which like makes way more sense why they're doing a Skyward Sword remaster. If this is the direction they are taking a sequel to Breath of the Wild and like
Yeah,
implementing things from that game into
yeah,
it, which we don't know exactly how that all works,
yeah,
but like if you want to like show people like, hey, this is how we've done this before, like yeah, put that game back out.
yeah. It makes sense, and especially like they mentioned previously, like, hey, and we have also talked about this. They consider Skyward Sword to have a lot of the like
The prototype for Breath of the
it was the
Wild.
prototype of Breath of the Wild, and they mentioned it in like the last event that they talked about, the sequel, and so they obviously see a connection between the two games. Obviously, they've said it. So I'm interested to see where it goes. I have no idea what's happening. I have absolutely no idea what's happening. I know that Link has fun mechanical arm thingy looking thing. He can do Sheikah Slate stuff. He's got his hair down. Zelda goes in the hole. Fun puzzly looking stuff. That's about all I know.
I wonder because of like the one big criticism of Breath of the Wild was that, like there wasn't a whole lot of story,
Mm-hmm.
and this seemed like it was like a trailer meant for like here's some like weird story stuff that's happening. If they'll just like if they've added more story to this game compared to Breath of the Wild.
I wonder. I'm really curious to see what they do with it,
Yeah,
and um, I'm also curious if anybody has flipped that one part that's very obviously backwards to see if there's anything there.
I'm sure they probably already have.
I'm sure they have. I just haven't looked at it. I
Yeah,
had a very busy afternoon taking care of a puke
totally,
kitty.
totally. But yeah, that game did not disappoint, to
No,
say
it
the
looks
least.
great. 2022.
Which they put that on the
Aiming
trailer,
for.
and then in a like press release, they're like, "We're aiming for 2022," which is like, "Oh boy, we are not sure if we're gonna make 2022 or not."
Well, Anova said it too in the thing. He said we're aiming for it.
Yeah, so
We'll see.
yeah,
I
we
mean,
will see.
as we've mentioned before, Japan's having a real hard time right now.
Yeah, definitely.
So I would not be surprised if because of that it gets bumped. But I'm real excited to see where that goes, and I'm sure we'll get a lot more information at E3 next year.
Or at some point down the road, who knows?
Yeah.
But
gaming event.
that was it for Nintendo. Like they said, it was a lot of stuff presumably coming out this year with some stuff next year, presumably.
Mhm.
No Switch Pro, no new hardware,
Nope.
which we talked about last week, where I was like fairly certain they were gonna talk about new hardware because all the rumors were basically like, yeah, new hardware is coming out in October.
Yeah.
I was like, I think going into this, I was about like 60-40 in terms of certainty. And then like I also heard some things where like apparently those Bloomberg stories are like not as factual as you might think.
Yeah.
So
I was probably 30-70 on it not happening. Like I didn't think it was going to happen I didn't think there were high odds it was going to happen because there were just so many stories like everywhere
Yeah.
about like, oh, they're going to put out something before E3 so that they could talk more about the games for it, and they're going to do this and they're going to do this, and like
It just felt like this was the worst kept secret, so like of course you would talk about it at E3.
yeah, yeah,
But then that wasn't the case.
nope. And I
So
even questioned. We had a conversation the other day that we were talking about how they phrased it, and they said software, and I was like, so what do we think about that? Because that means software, not hardware. Um, and I mean that's what they did. I mean, I guess you could technically kind of consider the Game & Watch a hardware, but like this was pretty much all software.
Yep. It's just like I don't doubt that a Switch Pro exists.
Yeah.
That they are working on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they might be holding off on it because of the whole chip shortage stuff that's happening currently.
Yeah.
But at the same time, next year will be the 5th year of the Switch's existence.
Yes.
That is about the time when in a console's life cycle where you start to think, all right, what is the next piece of hardware that we're getting?
Yeah.
That was about the time when the PlayStation 4 Pro, the Xbox One X came out. If we're looking at how things worked last generation.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point they are going to talk about new hardware. Whether or not it is a Switch Pro or just something new in general, that remains to be seen. But like I would not be surprised if, considering they're talking about 2022 for the next Breath of the Wild game.
Mm-hmm.
If that is not the showpiece, again, I still think this is going to be the showpiece for new hardware.
Yeah.
Because this doesn't necessarily put that out of perspective. Like, even if they don't talk about it here or in the next year, like Nintendo could be like in August of next year, be like, all right, we're gonna come to you and talk to you about the next iteration of the Switch,
Mm-hmm.
or about our new hardware. It's coming out in a couple months. It's coming out like we do it October, coming out in November, because that's just what they do.
Right.
And I think as well, like we talked about this at the end of it, like what is the big tentpole release for Nintendo this year?
Yeah.
Metroid?
That's what they've got.
Because that's the only thing really they have that's
Yeah.
a big first-party Nintendo property
Right.
coming out this year in the holidays.
Right.
So, yeah. It's very weird. I think the next year is going to be a very curious time for Nintendo.
Yeah.
Because presumably they probably also have a Mario game in development.
Presumably, yes.
Would you want to save that for new hardware?
Yeah.
No Mario Kart as well.
Rip.
No Bayonetta 3.
I think it's
dead. We're like what, almost 4 years since they announced that, 3.5 years,
Sounds about right.
and have only seen a logo.
Mm-hmm.
We've learned more about Metroid Prime 4
Mm-hmm.
in the time being of like, hey, we're rebooting the game. Hey, we're still working on it.
Yeah.
Whereas Bayonetta 3 has been nothing since then. So they may still be working on that, but like, it's grim.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
It's very grim. But yeah, that was Nintendo. Was there anything else that you thought was a surprise, or like a surprise that they didn't talk about?
I think we really touched on it. I mean, I kind of expected to have like a not 3D Mario, like a more of a, what are those games called? The one with the cat Mario. Heck, I don't remember. Anyway, I expected it to be more of like a multiplayer Mario type game to at least show up, but
Or at least have something else in for the holidays.
yeah. That's the big thing, is I expected there to be something relatively big for the holidays. And it's looking like there's going to be a gap, which is an interesting choice.
Yeah. I mean, there's still time for them to announce something before the end of the year.
Yeah, totally.
But if you're going to do that, you would probably do that here.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why you would push that back.
Yeah, I don't know.
Either way, it's weird.
Unless they're working on something and they're not sure if it's going to make it or not.
That's entirely possible.
And they don't want to like say, "Hey, this is going to be holiday 2021," and they're like, "Never mind, sorry."
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, Age of Calamity last year just kind of like shadow announced. Remember?
Yeah.
So it might be something like that. I don't know, but I mean, like,
but that's also not necessarily the big tentpole game you would expect from Nintendo.
it's not. But I mean, like, it was a Zelda game, so it's like, here's a Zelda game.
Yeah.
Fun, kids.
Totally.
Whether or not it's the quality is there is another story, but I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
It's interesting.
What were your overall thoughts about E3, the Summer Game Fest, just the whole shindig?
I mean, overall, my thoughts in general are, wow, the next 2 years are probably gonna have a lot of stuff coming out.
Yeah.
But not this year.
Yeah. To be expected.
It's totally to be expected. That's just generally my impression is there's gonna be a lot of stuff. Once people stop being backlogged, it's just gonna be like a lot of releases at once. It's gonna be a little overwhelming.
Once more people get vaccinated and everything, and life begins to start turning more into normal, where companies will rescind work from home orders because, of course, they will.
Yeah.
Companies will start getting more into the traditional development cycle, and the wheels will start turning more and more, and things will return to some form of normalcy, you would presume.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that was my big impression. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's good here that I'm looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one thing that could. It's kind of true every year, but especially this year, like there's kind of something for everybody here. It's nice. Like there were definitely games I was like, oh god, that's not for me at all. But then there were also games that other people would see that and they're like, oh god, that's not for me at all. Then I'm like, yes. So, totally get it. It was a weird E3, and I expected it to be a weird E3. So that wasn't like really shocking to me.
Yep.
The biggest thing that I'm shocked about is that E3 still exists.
Yeah.
Like that's the one thing that I'm like, oh, really? Huh? Okay. Because I mean, it's just becoming more and more obvious. Like, you don't really have to have an E3. You could just do events with your company.
Yep.
But like you said, it's the cockroach. It will never die. The whole thing with the streaming nonsense, like that was a hot mess, and honestly freaking pitiful. Like this should not be the case.
Yeah.
And it's just becoming more and more obvious as we go along. Like this is a big problem that needs to be fixed. And I hate US copyright law with all of my being.
The music industry is bad.
The music industry is terrible. Music industry is super terrible. And the fact that it's just destroying events like this, and especially like destroying smaller streamers events, like it's just not okay. It sucks. So anyway, the video games, they're back-ish. That's my thoughts.
They are back-ish. You are right.
Back-ish.
Well, there you go, E3.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thing. Still, somehow.
Still, somehow.
So yeah, we'll talk about some of these games presumably later in the year or next year or whenever they decide to roll out.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what we do. But that's going to do it for this week's episode. If you would like more from us, head on over to seasonalanimecheckup.com or sac.cool. It's where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Jared and Al Watch. You can also find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you'd like more from Anne Ladyem, go to AnneLadyem.com. She's got columns and reviews. You can follow us on Twitter and TikTok at Anime Checkup. You can buy our books, One Shining Moment, A Critical Analysis of Love, Life, Sunshine, and Hot Tubs and Pac-Man on Amazon.com. And you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/SACOVA. Buy us a slice of pizza, get access to unedited versions of the podcast early, and some bonus episodes as well. Next week, presumably we will talk about maybe Yakuza, or we got some games we can talk about
Yep.
that we've played in the meantime. So it'll be one or the other. Just depends on how things shake out.
How things progress.
That's for true.